What's going on, everyone? Happy second opening day. Was it Thursday? We had opening day for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Friday was opening day for the Indianapolis Indians. Along with that, top prospect Konnor Griffin played his first AAA game. He went, he picked up a hit, scored 2 runs, stole a base. Indianapolis lost 4-2. I guess a couple highlights from the game. Probably the star of the game, Endy Rodriguez picked up a couple hits, drove in both runs that the team scored, even threw out a runner. I think watching him in spring, I know statistically speaking, he had the best spring out of any of the catchers. So it was kind of interesting to see how they were going to work. Who made the major league team? It kind of seemed like it was never really truly in doubt. I don't hate the Pirates giving him opportunity to catch a little bit more in the minors to kind of get his feet under him. But that will be interesting to see if he continues to do this. And I think the biggest key for him, more than the hitting, will be seeing him throw the ball more. I remember early on in spring he had a couple throws that were kind of less than ideal, but you could tell he was starting to get comfortable as the spring went on. So we'll see how the arm holds up. I'm sure they'll kind of ease him into things. He probably won't catch Saturday, I guess. Might catch Sunday. So that'll be kind of interesting to see how they work with that. But the offense looked good so far. A couple good at bats. Let's see, we can take a look here. He had two batted balls over 100 miles an hour. They're both were the singles, so that's good to see. He's not someone who's going to hit for a ton of power. At least put up like high exit velocity numbers. But as a catcher, I don't think that's going to be his calling card power. It's going to be the approach at the plate and the defense, and we've certainly seen that, and we certainly saw that Friday night. The probably the only other guy that kind of stood out in the lineup on Friday, Konnor Griffin. Like I said, he got a hit. He walked, did strike out once, stole a base, scored on both the Endy Rodriguez singles. Indianapolis only had 4 hits total. 2 of them were from Endy. Griffin looked he looked good out there. It was a let's see if we can. It was a breaking ball that he hit. I know there's a lot of talk about like his struggles against fastballs in spring training and his struggle to hit those. So we'll kind of see how he does against velocity in AAA. I don't at this point now. I don't think there's gonna be. I'm sure they'll want to get him up here as quick as possible, but I think his play will obviously dictate that, and he's shown to be a quick study. So I kind of I was one of the guys that was kind of pushing hard for him to make the team out of camp. I still think he's their best option at shortstop, but I guess a little extra minor league time never really hurt anybody. We do have the now that they've played a game, the official AAA roster. The weekend rotation was set. Noah Davis did get the start. Nick Dombrowski will get the start on Saturday, and then Antoine Kelly will get the start on Sunday. No Wilbur Dotel, but depending on when he's set in the rotation, it wouldn't surprise me to see him pitch maybe at least in like an inning or two on Saturday and Sunday. Same with Thomas Harrington, same with Mike Clevenger. They'll have the Monday off day like usual, and they'll kind of jump back into things. So it wouldn't surprise me if one of those guys kind of finds their way into the game in like a kind of like a piggyback role. The Indianapolis will play their game at 4 o'clock on Saturday. Like I said, Nick Dombrowski is set to start that one. But kind of shifting focus to the Pirates, they had an off day on Friday. Obviously, things didn't go well for them on Thursday, so they'll be kind of looking to a good opportunity for them to kind of bounce back and just kind of put that opening day game in the rearview mirror. Will be interesting. There's a couple things that I'm going to be looking for. They're going to be face their first lefties, so it'll be kind of interesting to see how the lineup's going to be set. Do we get like Billy Cook into the lineup with and then sit O'Neal Cruz against the lefty? I know there's that kind of push in camp to get him to face tougher lefties to try to get a little more experience, but I don't know if you kind of use the lefty on lefty matchup to kind of give you a reason to sit him, or if maybe you just kind of want to just force him in there to kind of just put everything behind him. The other thing kind of watching for is like who's going to play first. We know Spencer Horowitz is more than likely a platoon guy. He'll be a platoon guy. They have a couple options they can go with. They can go with Billy Cook. They can move Ryan O'Hearn down from right field, and that'll let like Jake Mangum get into the lineup. They could even put like Nick York in there if they like Nick York more. They can move Nick York over there. Also, I kind of liked how Henry Davis looked in the first game, so it'll be kind of interesting against lefties. We know Joey Bart has hit lefties really good in his career, so it'll be interesting to see if they kind of like jam him straight into the lineup and try to get his bat going. It was a slow start to the spring, as is with most of the catchers, but both Davis and Bart did kind of show signs of life towards the end of the spring, so we'll kind of see if they just kind of want to get both of them involved quickly. I know they had the day off, but I do like that Mitch Keller's kind of getting the start here. I think it'll be a big day for him. I know the bullpen will be rested after the day off, but if they can get their usual 5 to 6 from Mitch Keller, they'll kind of be big in making sure that they're not turning straight back into the bullpen, and gives them a little extra rest. But both the Pirates and the Mets play at 4:05 today. So I'll pretty much wrap it up for tonight. I will say that check YouTube and check Twitter or check the site later on. Myself and Jim Rosati of NS9, we've started our own separate show, also called Bucks on Deck, that will kind of highlight a single prospect every week. This week we had a chance to talk with Christian Curtis. That'll be up on Saturday morning. I'll post the link and everything like that to it in the written form of the morning rundown. And then also probably Monday, maybe Tuesday, I'll have a separate announcement on a separate project that I'm going to be working on. Really excited for that. And so give you guys a chance to kind of get an idea of what's going on. Also planning a live stream for Monday, probably around 6, and we'll kind of just carry into the Pirates game, and I'll take some questions, and we'll talk about the first series and looking ahead to the Cincinnati series, and maybe even some minor league talk with the opening day for the rest of the affiliates kicking off around on Thursday. So that'll do it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. As always, subscribe, Bucks on Deck, Substack. Minor league baseball's here, so we're really going to start diving really deep into the entire system. And check out the YouTube page, because I'll also be having some like fun videos and like longer form videos breaking down some stuff as well. So keep an eye on that. Have a good day. Thanks for tuning in.